Hello, this is for the Solid Community College Interior Design 1100 class. This is part of assignment 2, and I just wanted to do a couple of quick demonstrations for exercise 3-1 and exercise 3-2, just to help give you a better understanding of what it is that we're looking for. So both of these assignments are to help you get a little bit more familiar with how to read an architectural scale. So you'll basically just need a pencil or some sort of marking utensil, and then your architectural scale for this assignment. For the first worksheet, exercise 3-1, you'll just need a pencil because you're just going to use this architectural scale that's printed out as part of the paper. And this is just an exercise to kind of help you start being able to read the distances on the scale. So you're just going to You'll notice that here there are a bunch of lengths that are just kind of shown here on the paper, on the handout, and you just need to write down the measurements of what they are. So for example, if we start here at the 0 and then we come over to this point here on the 1/4 inch scale, if that's 2 feet, then half of that right there would be 1 foot. So there's the 1 foot mark. So from 0 to 1 is 1 foot. So then right here above the line, you're just going to write 1 foot dash 0 inches. Okay. So whenever we write in feet and inches, you always write the number, the feet with the feet sign, a dash, and then the inches, the number for the inches with the, of course, inch sign there. If it's 0 inches, you still put 0. If the distance is only in inches, say it's 6 inches, then you just have to write the 6 inches, and you can leave that that first part blank. So let's just do another quick example here. So if let's take this one up here at that length. So I'm going to go look at this distance from there to there. So if I start here from the 0, I can see that it's coming over to the 6. So I know it's 6 feet to there, but then it's also coming over to this line here. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to count over from there. So as we talked in a previous, or as you saw in the previous video, when this is at 1/4 inch scale, you're going to kind of break that. That's 6 inches right there because it's half of a foot, 6 inches. The next mark down is half of 6 inches, so that'd be 3 inches, which would mean that each one of these marks that's divided into 3 is 1, 2, 3 inches, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you get a full foot there. So as I'm reading this, I'm just going to come over. I know I'm 6 feet to there, and then I'm going to look where that line is. Now they may not line up exactly, and I'm not too worried, where you get. If you're going to read this down and say that's there, then just kind of do your best to see exactly where that line is pointing towards. But then I'm going to count over here. So I know that right there is 6 inches, right? And to me, it's one mark past that, so that would be 7 inches. So it's going to be 6 feet to there, and then another 7 inches to that mark. So then again, just above or in that gap that they provide right there, you come over here on this side, I'm going to write 6 feet dash 7 inches. All right. So you're just going to go along and you're going to do that for each one of those measurements until you complete the whole worksheet. So for the second exercise, 3-2, it's slightly different, but it's again just trying to give you that the idea of how to do measuring using an architectural scale. So you will need your architectural scale for this one, and you'll notice that the first column here gives a whole bunch of architectural scales. So you'll notice that's 1/4 inch equals a foot. Most of the first ones are. Down to here, now that's 1/8 inch equals a foot. The further down you get, 1 inch equals a foot, 1/2 inch, 3/4, right? So as you're doing that, pay attention to this first column, and you find out, and you're going to use the appropriate scale. So for these first ones, we're going to use 1/4 inch equals a foot, so I'm going to use this scale right here, that part of it. If I was going to use 3/4, then I just need to kind of flip around here until I find the 3/4. There it is. I'll turn it this way so you can see that right there. So there's the 3/4, right? So you're just going to use the appropriate scale to measure each one of these out. So let me get back to my 1/4 inch. So there's my 1/4 inch scale, and that's what this first measurement is in. So I'm going to use my 1/4 inch scale, and I'm going to measure 20 feet. All right, so I'm going to start right here at the very beginning of the line, and then I'm going to take my architectural scale here, and I'm going to measure over 20 feet. Okay, so let me see if I can kind of show you that there. Now I'm going to put this flat on my paper, but you can see when I do that, you can't see that in the video. So just to kind of give you an idea. So I'm going to take that and I'm line that up right there. And I'm off the page, so I'll slide this over just so you can see it a little bit better. All right. So if I take that and I line that up at the 20-foot mark, all right, right there at 20 feet. And then I'm going to come all the way down to where the 0 is. It happens to come up past that line a little bit just because of the way it was copied. But then down here, you're just going to put a mark. Right out here where that's you can see that is at 0. Oh, you can't quite see that. So try this a little bit better. You're getting a little bit of change because of perspective, but I'm just basically going to come all the way down to here to where it says 0, and then I'm going to make a mark along here. All right. So you just go down and you measure each one of those distances off. Like I said, because of some copying issues, some of them may land on the line and other ones might land a little bit further. I know none of them land off the page, so if you're getting some that come clear off the page, you might want to check your scale and make sure that you're doing that right. So let me just maybe do one other example here that might work a little bit easier. So let's do this 1 inch equals a foot. And so on my scale, I'm going to find the 1 inch. So it's down here at that end. So there's my 1 inch. And so that's the scale that I'm going to use. So I'm going to measure 3 feet 5 inches. So if I come to here and I'm going to take, so here's 0, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my 5 inches right there. So I'm going to line that up with the end of my line right there. Then I'm going to go over here and go 1, 2, 3 feet, which again is landing right off of my camera. Let's try that again. So I'm going to line that at 5, and again put this flat onto your paper so that you're measuring that, but you can see that is 3, 4, 5, so I'm lining that right there up with the end of my line. And I come over here and I mark 3 feet right there. So, right, so there would be the line right there that would measure 3 feet 5 inches at 1 inch scale. So you just go through and you do those measurements, put a little mark on your piece of paper, and complete the assignment.